Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. And I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud. I don't understand. I get misty just holding your head. Oh, I walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. Or it might be the sound of your hello, that music I hear. I get misty the moment you're near. Can't you see that you're leading me on? And it's just what I want you to do, oh darling. Can't you notice how helplessly I'm lost? That's why I'm following you. Oh, I, on my own. Will I travel through this wonderland alone?
Ruby, thank you so much for that, by the way.
Thank you.
Karibu KTN Ladies Night.
Asante sana.
And for everyone at home, keeping in KTN Ladies Night with me, Laura Mbatha, kutoka 7:30 hadi 9:30. Na najua, they said your change of volume kidogo imewatisha, but you have to persevere. So for the next 2 hours, tutakuwa tunaongea stories za madem. And right now, tuko na an entertainer, an artist, and an amazing one at that tukianzia to just to start. And jazz music is your music of choice.
Yes.
And I am talking to Ruby. Please introduce yourself as wako home, wakujue.
So hi, my name is Ruby Ninah, and I am a jazz musician, a business owner, and I just love life.
See, isn't that the secret to everything?
That's it. That's all you need. Yeah.
And nice music.
And nice music.
Thanks.
Yeah. And good
So,
food.
I think exactly you have ukona everything figured out. Basically, unajua, live, enjoy life, good music, good food. You have a business to keep money in your pocket, and at the end of the day, unajua, I think that's all we need in life.
Yeah.
So what made you decide music is your passion?
Well, for me, music comes naturally. It's a gift. My mom always says when she was younger, she desired to have a child who could sing. So then I'm the result of that. So
as in madhako alikuwa na specifications, like people usually just want a boy or a girl and a full stop. This one has to sing.
No, actually, story ni she used to sing, I think, in the choir. Then she didn't sing too well, so akachujwa. So after kuchujwa akasema mi mtoto wangu moja lazima imbe, so huyo mtoto ni mimi.
Wow, sena senga tu fit akikuona. This is my prized one. Kwa wote, kwa hizo ngombe zote, hii ngombe ni first ama?
Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah,
but does the whole family sing ama ni wewe tu?
No. I'm the only one who sings, yeah.
I know, so everyone else does business.
So my younger brother is a filmmaker. He's won Kalash, I think, in 2018.
Oh, congratulations.
My sister is a business owner as well. Yeah.
So you have the best of both.
Yes.
The creativity and the business minded.
Yes.
So you're in between there.
And
it's a perfect combination. So at the end of the day, you know, you chose your genre of choice is jazz.
Yeah.
Why was that jazz?
Okay, why jazz is because I've been exposed to a lot of music when I was younger. So of course, watching a lot of I grew up in South B, mtaa was South B. What? All right. Anyway, yeah. So growing up in South B, it's a very ikona mziki mob ni mtaani. You're exposed to so much.
So much vibrance.
There's so much vibrancy, so much. So I remember when I was in primary school and I'd always take a drive back to the crib from Tao. I was in a school in town. We always used to hear music in the mathris, in the tubas around. So one time I remember, I think I had some jazz songs playing at a local somewhere. And I was like, hey, this music sounds expensive. This is what I don't want to do in the future.
You sound like me.
Yeah, so through that, I was able to now connect with it later on in future.
Yeah. Jazz. I enjoy jazz. I pride myself in listening to all kinds of music. I enjoy music not because of what it's associated with, but how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
And the shameful thing is at one point in my life I wanted to be a rapper. And I think niko nako ka kitabu niko nimeandika rhymes kama mbili tatu, and one of these fine days when I'm not feeling too ashamed I naweza wangushia, but you know, for some people it's a calling. Like you go through and pursue it through and through. I'm a bit more shy, so I stick to promoting people like you. And jazz, like you said, it sounds expensive, and it's not even about sounding expensive. Like, to me, I feel like it just hits you in the soul. If you find the right song, the right tune, it just comes and soothes your soul. Like, even when I was listening to you, nilikuwa tu like, wow. There's this feeling you usually get when someone is singing.
Yeah.
Unasikiaga nika baridi na kuingia. I don't know what that is. Yeah, do you get it?
Yeah, I get that.
I feel it all the time, and it's like, unajua ni zile my guilt of trying to sing inaniondokea ni ile unaona ile ujinga ulikuwa unafanya, like listen to the good music. So now do you play an instrument?
So no, I don't play an instrument. It's purely vocals. Yeah.
And do you pursue jazz as a solo artist, or you have a group?
Okay, so I work with a group called the Jazz Loft Band Kenya. They are a band, but they also have their own two biasharas on the side. Some are employed. So what we do is we get a lot of calls from corporates, from hotels, and then we come and, you know, and deliver what we've been asked to deliver. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think the end goal is to fill stadiums.
Yes. Yes.
So far, how do you feel the reception towards jazz music is locally?
Well, locally, I don't think it's so widely accepted, because even sometimes when you go for corporate events and they specify that they want a jazz band, but somehow in between that they'll be like, oh yeah, please don't forget to throw in a bit of R&B, a bit of so you'll never meet exclusive
because
jazz.
That's what I was getting at, because you go to a nice restaurant, the music is good, it's jazz here and there, and then you'll hear a familiar song, you know, which is not jazz. You're like, it sounds nice the way they're playing it. And do you feel that you have to conform to societal pressure to enable to push your craft?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to feel that way. It's very easy to feel that way. But at the end of the day, I feel like focus is everything. You know, if you want to, you need to determine what group you're trying to get to. So if you determine that, you stick with that. And most of the times, by the way, most of the events have been called to sing. You find there are people who understand jazz. Yeah. So sometimes you even send them your list. They ask you, let's say we want jazz from the 1920s. You send them your list and they tell you, no, this is a 30s, this is a 40s. So
I know una feeling like, to me it would be like,
I know.
But I know, like, with something like that, which needs research, which needs someone to understand, it's like, wow, you get it, and I appreciate that. Because it's a learning experience for them.
That's true.
Yeah. And now, did you straight up, like, after you found out your love for jazz, did you straight up go into jazz or only experiment na other genres?
Hey, trust you me, I experimented.
Kau unaniambia ulikuwa rapper, but this a rap.
Rapper is a lie.
Tutoke tu sets watu wawili.
Rapper is a lie. That one I've not tried it. I can't rap to save my life. But yeah, so I started with, of course, doing BGVs, background vocals for artists and stuff like that. Then eventually it led to, in fact, I was in a group. I was around a group of people who did not even know that I sing jazz. Wow. But they were always like, hey, if you get a vocalist who does jazz, you call us. But in my heart, I'm like, I see one. So one time I was like, yeah, so I tapped at the repertoire. I wrote every song that I know.
Repertoire ni nini?
So repertoire is a list of songs. So in the industry, the more songs you know, the more easy it is for you to get a job, an event. Okay. Because you have, at least you're resourceful. You have.
Or as a background vocalist.
As a not that as an artist.
Okay.
Just a jazz artist. Okay. If you have a larger repertoire, like you have like 100 songs, at least they're confident that giga itaisha ukiripit ngoma ingine. So yeah, through that I started BVs and then slowly warmed myself into jazz, and here I am trying to make sense of everything. Yeah.
And of course, like, did you have training, professional training? But like you said, it's inborn for you. It's talent that this is what I know how to do. This is who I am. Did you ever go through training? Did you speak to someone and they're like, now take me through what jazz is? What song should I know? What blah, blah, blah?
No, I didn't go through any training. I'd say mine is largely because of exposure when I was young. You know, when you're young, you pick a lot of things. And the thing about jazz, it's full of character and full of color. So it's not even necessarily learning per se how can I say, your keys and your chords and whatnot. It's how do you express yourself. That's what makes you jazzy. That's what makes you look like you know what you're doing half the time. Yeah. So I didn't go through any training or anything like that. It was a lot of exposure, just listening to songs over and over again. I'm like, okay, that's how she did it. I think this is how I should do it. And yeah.
Like when you mentioned your repertoire, with the number of songs I have in my head, like I do well as an artist, but shida tu neo talent sina. And do you compose your own music?
Yes, I do compose my own music. I'm looking to release a jazz EP this year. So that's something that I'm looking into. I've sat with my band, we're discussing, so which song goes here, this one. So sometimes even when I go for events, I throw in one just to see the reception. If they like it, I'm like, okay, this goes on the EP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like for some people, I know making it in the music industry takes time.
Yeah.
Last year we went for Fenagitu's 10 years in the industry.
Yeah.
And she makes good music.
Yeah,
Maybe not
definitely.
what you listen to, but before even people started listening to her, it took some time.
Yeah, it took a while.
Until people found the sound they want to listen to when it comes from Fena.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there will come a time where you need to, like right now, Gengeton is popping.
Going,
okay, but kuna watu wanasema ni noise.
Yeah.
Ni noise sometimes. But I do enjoy some songs,
yeah.
others kidogo. But you see people merging talents, you know, you see hip hop and gengeton and this and that, at least to get it to an audience.
Yeah.
Is that in the spectrum for you at least?
Yes, one of the things you need to have is adaptability. That is one. Because remember, you're not doing the music for yourself or for your people. You're doing it for, you're trying to reach a wider audience. So the plan for me, and what I've discussed with a couple of the people involved is, of course, trying to look for a way to get into the market first. Do a bit of what is there already, and then fusing it with a bit of who I am. And then through that now, when you've made it, when you've been you're already a household name, you can now really introduce people to your music.
Yeah.
I think that's what even happens in the States a lot. You have to get into the market.
You have to have that one hit that people are talking about and they're like, oh, who's this?
That's
this
true.
is their work. I was listening to a Rwandese artist, Juicy.
Yeah.
Some very... Some nice looking, but you could too, with some nice dreads, and
No,
all of a
is
sudden,
fine.
you know
I've
him,
seen him, yeah.
and so the minute I saw him, I had interest to find out what else has he been doing, you know, and you realize you've been missing out on so much because you didn't have so much airplay. So, do you feel like there needs to be some more effort when it comes to jazz music and what can be done?
Well, first of all, you know, we're looking at the market that is already there. Jazz may not be widely accepted just yet. Just yet. I mean, there are few people who, of course, there are events like Kina Koroga, Kina Blankets, and you can do your Jazz Festival. You can do your things there. You can, you know. But when all is said and done, I think the industry has not yet opened it up entirely, and that's why we find people who have to go commercial first, and then when they've already done whatever it is that they need to do and they've earned the respect, now they start introducing you to their jams, and you're like, since when did you? You know, did you have that kind of vibe? Yeah, so yeah.
But and that's the thing, like sometimes there's quality and quantity of music. I was just thinking about it when you're performing, and there's a certain genre of music you find there's 10,000 people who's listening to it, but like 5 will buy albums. Yeah. Then you'll find there's a genre of music where 100 people are listening to and 98 will buy albums. And that's where when you mentioned expensive music, it kind of hit home. Yeah. Because people don't have access to this music because it's not what,
it's not commercial,
you know, it's not commercial. And with jazz, there's certain places that are associated with jazz. Where would you like to travel and maybe pursue? Because sometimes, you know, like I get artists. Yeah. Okay, I don't get artists. They confuse me a lot, especially creatives. You know, you want to go somewhere and then discover yourself, open up yourself. Where would you go to find out more about jazz or to open up yourself to a world of possibilities when it comes to jazz?
Wow. Never really thought of it, but my number one go-to has always been America for some reason.
I know New Orleans, India. There's a vampire series I'm watching. Crazy.
All right. Yeah, with your info. So it would be America. I think they're very vast, and then they're also very accepting because jazz there also, in as much as it's not commercial, we know Kina Justin Bieber, we know Kina Selena, we don't really know jazz artists there, but they still make it because there's still a market for that. So I think New Orleans, America would be that. Same.
When you're going, we should go together so I can find out if they really have vampires. But I'm really excited about your EP because I'm not well versed in jazz, but I do listen to certain things and I know this is maybe jazz. I think some those Italian people, some of them I listen to, I don't know their names at the moment, but it's very good music.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's expensive, so exactly, Frank Sinatra.
Sinatra.
So I actually have one of his songs on my playlist, the rest I can't listen to. There's all these things like you've mentioned, expensive music, and I feel like there's a way Kenyans have closed themselves up.
Yeah.
And we're not exposed to knowing the better things.
Yeah.
You know, we watched, like, I had an interview with Octopizzo and I asked him why he doesn't have girls twerking on his videos. He's like, I have daughters, so that is not an image I want to portray to them.
Yeah.
But then we are raising people with music that is only twerking and talking about certain things in society, and everything else is left. You know, we see all these rappers and all that, but whatever they're singing about is what we repeatedly have in our heads. We don't listen to just good music, good vibes, you know. Let me sing about this lady I saw and in a nice way. We don't get that. And music is makes a very big impact in our lives. So what impact would you like to leave people with your music?
The impact for me, from childhood, I always knew I wasn't big on the numbers per se. I wasn't, my target has never been the numbers. Like you said, jazz has that ability to get into your soul. That's what I want my impact to be when I live there, for my legacy. That through my songs and through, you know, borrowed genres here and there, whether it's jazz, R&B, that someone will be able to say, I don't know why when this chick sang, I felt like things would be fine. Things would just be okay. That through the sound, people will be able to have soul healing. You know, just things they've had to go through for years, being healed just because of a song. Yeah, and it's not necessarily the lyrics, it's the spirit behind the song.
Which is funny because a lot of times when you hear people are sad, the first genre they go to is R&B.
Yeah, R&B,
you know?
the 90s.
Because you feel, your soul just gets freed. Whether it's Under the Rain, you know, your choice of Poison, you go ahead and do it. But that's the one thing I feel like when people tell you, like when you travel, you learn more. If you're not in a position to travel, I feel like music does it for you.
Yeah, that's true.
You open up yourself to very many things. And like you said, you want to go to America. I know someone else like, Mimi, what one and go kufanya nini? But there's certain things that those people do different that you want to go and experience. It's not the country itself, but certain things about it that you'd like to go and experience, which is a wonderful thing. So you've said your EP, we can look forward to it sometime this year?
Sometime this year, definitely.
And I hope you will come and launch it somewhere here. If you're having an event, please do invite us.
All right,
so we can come and cover.
Definitely.
But of course, who else would you be looking forward to work with in the industry? Locally, maybe a jazz artist, we don't know. But, and then internationally?
Well, locally, I have two people. They may not entirely do jazz, but they have aspects of the jazz genre on the inside of them. And that would be my Onde one. And then, because I feel like we have almost the same tone. And then there's June Gashui as well. She's a goddess when it comes to jazz, soul, and the whole likes.
I don't know the second one, but the name just sounds very jazzy.
She's a mad thing,
Have you ever been to a concert that she has done?
Yeah, I have been, but Kitambo though, that was quite a long time ago, and someone I know hooked me up with her number and we chatted kidogo, and I was excited, so I can't wait to just work with her one of these fine days.
So you've mentioned something about being a businesswoman, and a lot of times when artists come on, they tell you how hard it is to be an artist, how expensive it is to be an artist. So did you know this coming in, and then you decided you're not joining it? Kill two birds with one stone, at a go. Do the business and do the music, because you don't do the music, then come back, start the business, and then go back to square one.
Fortunately for me, my business is the music still. So what happened is, in the past, I'd get called to come and sing, join a different band, come please sing for us as a vocalist, and get your money. So I realized, wait, I can turn this thing into a biashara. So that's how I opened up my own company, R&E, Robinina Entertainment. So what we do is now, instead of being looked for to come and do it as a vocalist, it's the corporate or the hotel calls my company, so I benefit. Because what would happen is, with the other approach, you'd get little money. So the one who's kuliaing is the one who got the biashara. So I was like, no, wait a minute. I have the voice. I am the one who's bringing the band. So let me turn it into biashara.
You know, like, unajua venye umesema biashara, me in my head is like, side hustle. So something very different. But that's the one thing that I think people get wrong. Ni, instead of kutafuta pesa just because you're looking for money, ni tafuta pesa within your passion.
Within your passion, because you do it effortlessly. Remember, you don't use a lot.
That's very smart, by the way, because sometimes you know, like, oh, nafanya nini, mini rapper. Lafu on the side, I need how now? Unajua unafaa kwa hardcore kidogo unatushonea sweaters. I'm confused. Unajua haziingiani.
The contrast.
But I like what you said. So what ni nani ulikuwa una discuss na like who was giving you like advice? This is what you should do. This is what you should do. Ama ulifanya trial and error kwanza try X?
Funny enough, it's my own mother.
What?
Yes, my mom has been a corporate woman for years before she retired. So one time she sat me down and she's like, wait a minute. So you go for a gig. You're the one who sang throughout. You cool your random 6, 7 Gs. And then there's someone who got the business and they're not doing anything and they're going home with over 20K.
Imagine.
She's like, you know what? Do a name search, start registering, do whatever it is you have to do. Open that company. So I'd say it is my mom who's led me all through the way.
So, Mama Ninah, if you're watching
Shout
home,
out.
big shout out to you. And I'm needing advice, please. I'm struggling here. I'm trying to put some extra coins in my pockets. But you've mentioned Jazz Loft, right?
The Jazz Loft band, yeah.
So, EP nakam. I always keep confusing EP nini. See, ni ngoma tu at the end of the day.
A shorter version of an album.
But the album's with 7 songs. So, EP yako na ngoma moja ama?
Tano.
Artists, me wame creatives.
Umechoka.
I'm done with you guys. Even tu nawapenda. You give positive vibe. Like I feel creatives are one of the few people utasikia waliua watu ama walienda wauiba.
They'll write about it.
Yeah, they do creative things.
Yeah.
Anyway, but at the same time, like if the EP is with Jazz Loft.
Yeah.
Is it the way you've said to get into the industry first, and then we will now discover Ruby, the jazz artist. What's the plan?
All right, so for me, I'm taking a gamble. I tend to believe, my personality, I tend to believe just because our route is this way, we don't have to go through that route necessarily. So I won't go and do a gengeton jam so that I can get into the industry.
Yeah,
and then one day I'm stowing you with my
watu.
Frank Sinatra vibes. No, for me, what I'm doing is I am borrowing different fusions, different genres, something that will still be accepted by the community, and then also gives you a feeling of jazz. It's also important to note, and this is what I like to tell people, stop looking at Kenya as the only audience. Don't be so small-minded. I need to do a jam that the Kenyans will accept, and then when they accept it now, finally, the world will, no. We know people who, international, who were first accepted. Exactly. And then now is when we are all like, hey, Blinky Bill, we don't even know a jam.
Kwanza that song's Nico Wax Mzee. I really, you know, after I saw his adverts on Emirates. Imagine. And I'm like, wow.
So we have to be really, we have to stop being that small-minded and just do the music. And you've just mentioned Blinky Bill. There's something he said that really jazzed me. He said, our work as musicians is to do the music. Stop trying to figure out who will accept it, who will not accept it. Because there are people also, like you said, who've not traveled. All they need to do is hear your music and say, wow, there's another world that exists. Yeah.
Like music is a whole other world. It's if you open up yourself to music, I think you're better than someone when you may travel anywhere and have not listened to anything different.
That's true.
And thanks so much for coming. But then, which international artists would you look forward to working with?
International, wow. I've never really thought of it. I think that would be probably Adele. Probably Adele. That woman has soul. Oh yeah, and India Ari.
How do we forget that one?
Fuck India Ari first, then Adele. Yeah.
I support that. And like there's people looking at you and they're like, hey, jazz, nimekuwa nikifikiria kufanya, but sioni kama certain accept, especially with ladies, because there's can I call it hypersexualization of the media? So you feel like this is what I have to do, to show people this and that. So what would you advise people who are looking to do jazz, especially young girls?
Young girls. So what I do also is I usually train as well. I train. I have like 2-3 people I'm training on how to get into the industry in terms of jazz-wise, because they're very interested in it, but they don't know how to. They don't know how to find
to audition first.
No.
You come build out a talent.
You just come. We figure out. If you don't have talent, we'll tell you. I'll tell you, madam. Yeah. But if you have, if there's something we can work with, you pay the fee and we train. Yeah.
But what resonates with you? Like what words do you live by when it comes to your music and come to compromising?
For me, I believe in this one thing, and I think it's what I've just repeated again. don't be small-minded. Don't think about the people who are immediately around you. And I like the way you brought the aspect of traveling. Think beyond. There are people who'd appreciate a song
music
without
travels farther than where we can go with planes or whatnot.
There are people who would rather see a chick who's not twerking and is singing some song that's you know.
Same.
There are people out here.
I would love
So
that.
that's what I live by. I live by be yourself, be you, do you. Hizo mbili tu by the way. Be you, do you. Period.
But hata nyinyi wenye mnatwerk pia nyinyi tunawapenda because you know we live in a free world. Enjoy yourselves to the max for sababu life is short, but of course be true to yourself, which is the biggest thing tunaongelelea hapa ladies night. It's always be, Fena says unapologetically yourself. I love that. And kuna pale watu wanaweza kupata social media, maybe YouTube your music.
So I am Ruby Ninah, RUBYNINAH. On Instagram, Facebook, and even YouTube. I haven't uploaded as much on YouTube, but we're getting there. And
YouTube is actually getting bigger in Kenya. I think it's dying out in the West and rising huko. Mabakshish. But anyway, maybe unaweza tufungia set na acapella like this. Tunaenda break kiasi, but here is Ruby with maybe a little something.
Okay. So the fallen leaves drift by the window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Hey, since you went away, the days grow long, and soon out here, oh, winter's song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves, they start to fall. There you go.